Well, hello and welcome everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about something truly special, no marketing needed, generating leads for real estate. And we're going to talk about Brad's process. He shows you how to automatically get new opportunities for on-market deals. You're not going to want to miss this, so stick with us. I'm going to be in the background answering questions, any of them that pop up. We're going to be going live on either Tuesday or Wednesday as well to talk about exactly this type of process, what we do in our day-to-day that is generating leads, whether it's marketing or whether it's not marketing. But right now, no real estate marketing needed, no marketing knowledge needed. You're not going to want to miss this. Brad, take it away, run with this, and show the magic that is your process here to get deals and get more deals and get more deals.
Okay. Thanks, Christian. Appreciate the
You with us, Brad?
intro. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you.
Oh, okay, great. Sorry, I thought my AirPods were acting up again. Those
Nope.
pesky AirPods. Well, yeah, appreciate the intro, guys. Thanks for hopping on if you're watching live, or for those that are watching the pre-recorded after the fact. Thanks for hopping on. We wanted to provide value to you guys, and really I wanted to go and go through my day really and just showing you guys how to use, I mean, in all honesty, it's using Privy to find deals that are on market, and it's going through the process in my day-to-day to find those. So I think, without too much ado, let's just get right into it. I'm going to share my screen and walk you through my day to day, and you guys can just be a fly on the wall, really. So just to give you guys a little context too, a little background on what point of the process I'm going to be starting from. You may need to go at some point back through my Privy training process series that outlines how I get to this specific point. We're going to be starting from the email update spot in the process. So once your search and your list, you've already cleared out the markets you're in, and now your Privy is just doing all the work for you to find you those properties that meet the criteria in your search. That's where I'm starting from. So what I do on a weekly to semi daily basis is I'm going to be going through these deal updates. Okay, so when you've set your search criteria, I don't need to rerun the search. Now, all I'm going to be doing is working out of these emails to find the deals that make sense. So again, context matters here. And what we're going to be starting from is our soft vetting portion. And I'm going to also be using the tools that I use on a daily basis. This is our quick or soft underwrite calculator here. So the name of the game is speed. When I have I think about 6 updates I need to get through. The name of the game is speed because there's probably 15 properties in each one of those, which means I'm going through 60 to 75 properties, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking for and what that process looks like, so we can get through a bunch of these and identify the gems that we're looking for, and not just not just a bunch of properties. So I'll tell you guys what I am looking for when I'm going through the soft comp part of this process is properties that need value add, and this one doesn't need anything. So we're just going to move on. Now, what's cool about the update is when you click into one property, I clicked into O'Reilly Ave here, and I click out of the property record in Privy, it'll just auto populate on the left side, so I can go right into it. So not the prettiest property here. Looks like, oh yeah, we could definitely use some work. So here's what we're going to do from this point on. When I identify a property like this, okay, this is just the soft comp. Okay, we're not doing a full underwrite yet. Okay, so all I'm going to be doing is going, and I'm going to be taking this list price. I'm going to pop it into my calculator here. Okay, 80,000. I think 20,000 is a good discount to bring to a buyer. Okay, if my buyers are buying it, 65% ARV. My offer price is going to be 60K, and here's where the comps need to be at. Let's call it 95. Okay, I need to find properties at 95,000 for this to be worth at least 95,000 to make it worth it. So let's go through the invest. These are all on market. Haven't been on terribly long, but I want to see the sold activity. You can't really justify any comps based off of not sold stuff. So, okay. All right. This one sold in December. It's a little, it's pushing it for the time frame that we want to work with, but that's fine. It's not too far out. It is a little farther away. You can see this one. It Privy kind of pushes this one out, magnifies that little tab there. So let's just make sure we're looking at the right, right comp here. So it's a 2-1. It's 970 square feet. Ours is 8 something, so it's under 1,000 square feet. That's good. This is going to be a good comp, and we actually have a 3rd bedroom. Even better. Okay, so let me move this. Let me go back here. Doesn't give us a lot. Built 1951, built 1941. All right. Now Privy's not giving us a lot of good pictures, so let me just double check. I really want to make sure and see what this looked like. Okay, and if these are any indication of what it looked like when it's sold, it's not updated. So this one's going to pass. Okay, and so all we're going to do at this point is move this over to our comp folder, and we're moving on. Okay, that's it. I'm trying to disqualify these as quickly as possible.
Tell
Tons
them
of
why.
updates.
Why are you trying to disqualify them as quickly as
Oh,
possible?
we're doing volume, guys. We're doing volume, baby. We're trying to get through a bunch of properties here that, and get a bunch of deals out. So that's what we're trying to achieve here, and that's the only way we're going to do it. If I'm doing 60 to 70 a day, I mean that's a lot of time that you're going to spend just going through property pictures. So. And I'll tell you guys, while I'm going through, because I've had this question come up a bunch of times, let me go back here. What I'm looking for in these pictures, this one's under contract, so obviously we're not doing anything on this. But floor, obviously paint. I want to see what the kitchen looks like. Cabinets, are they nice cabinets? Do they have a nice countertop? The appliances, its overall condition. Bathrooms are big. Right. So if we've got updated, most of the stuff is updated or in like good condition. There's not a lot of value add opportunity. And again, we're just going to be moving on. All right. So there's not a lot there. Not a lot here. Okay. And you can see how, if we had to spend any more time on properties that didn't make sense, you could see how the value of your time is just going to go down. So you can kind of see too, like in Vegas, I'm just not seeing a lot of fixers, honestly. Depends on where they're at too. If you guys have any questions or anything, please put them in the chat. Love to answer live questions. And
that said too, later,
yeah.
if this is a recording, we will get to those. We do feedback Fridays every Friday. We also look to get on top of those questions and respond as soon as we possibly can.
Thank you for that point. Yes, that is true, Christian. I mean, honestly, you guys are dictating the content. A lot of people love the Privy content. It's something that's big in the real estate space right now. So, if you guys have questions or you want to see other videos and have us highlight anything else, please let us know, because that's really going to be what dictates our content. All right. San Diego, man, right now is just crazy. Okay. And as you can see, like a lot of you guys in some of these other markets, aren't used to seeing this price point, let alone for a property like this. Christian, are you seeing it?
Yeah, no, this is pretty standard now.
I know. Oh man, that just makes me laugh. Okay, so this is a 2-unit complex too. So that's part of it. But it's in Barrio Logan. It's pretty rough. We'll probably stay away from that one. All right, guys, and hey, I'm going through my day, so it's realistically, like there's no fluff here. There's no like, I mean, this is the process you go through. That's why you're going to want to cut down as much time as you have to, or as you can, so that you don't have to go through a ton of extra stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
Now,
this one.
I will tell you the process that you're sharing right now, there's a lot to the when you come and you're approaching this analysis in the same way when back in the day it was Privy didn't exist and we were just using the MLS. We're not spending a lot of time looking at the pictures. It's really going to scream, I need repair, or I'm already fixed up. Maybe I'm somewhere in between. This is just the soft process of saying, do we want to pursue it or not? And then this is exactly what he does. And it's Dig asks the question. It's good to see you on here again. When you get new leads in your list, how do you move them once you review them if they are worthy of submitting an offer? And I know you're going to show that, and you have, so you can answer that as you go through this process.
When you get new leads in your list, how do you move them once you review them if they're worthy of submitting an offer? That's a great question. Yeah. So once they're reviewed and worthy of submitting an offer, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be disqualifying them out of that comp list, and then using that final list to find realtor information, and then use that final spreadsheet to put into my mail merge spreadsheet. I'm going to be going through that here once I go through all my properties, but that's a good question. So yeah, stick around. You will see that, but just on its face, that's kind of what we're doing here. All right, so this one's kind of borderline, but let's see. So if we get a $25,000 discount, we're looking at 185 for the comps. Okay, this one's on market at 254. It has been for 23 days. Again, not really. That's a you definitely want to look at what's on market right now. Just to kind of give you an idea of what things are active for, but you can't really anchor any ARV to an on-market property because guess what? Nobody's agreed to pay that amount of money for it. So there's no real indication that it will sell for, what was it, 245 or something like 254. They could go through a couple price reductions before they actually sell and ends up selling for 190, So always go through your solds. It's a good idea to take a look at what's active, but I anchor to sold comps only. So a couple things to note here. It's a 3-bed. It's a 1-bathroom. Okay, very important to know. Usually your 1 bathrooms are going to sell for a little less. I think Christian, you brought up the other day about a property that we had 1 bathroom, and you said, hey, as long as the layout allows for it, it's actually pretty simple and relatively inexpensive to add a 2nd bathroom. So keep that in mind too.
Also keep in mind though too that it depends on what kind of foundation there is. If it's a raised post and pier foundation, you can access there's crawl space underneath the house to move the plumbing around. Then that's really simple. And then for areas that have basements where the plumbing is exposed, that's very simple, provided it's not an existing finished basement. But frankly, even if it is a finished basement, it doesn't take much to break through the drywall in a more surgical type of way to where you can rearrange the plumbing if needed, provided it's on, a septic tank versus a city sewer, because in a septic situation, you might have to go to the county to ask them, do you need a bigger septic tank? That's all the construction stuff, which by the way, we will be coming out with very in-depth trainings about managing a construction project, managing contractors, understanding how to estimate repairs at a high level. That comes later. This stuff is just at the very beginning. And most people are wholesaling at this point. But if you're rehabbing and you got those eyes and you're dreaming about it, you're like, I want to flip a couple houses, I want to do this, then you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to it, because when we come out with that in future, I think it's going to be a real big blessing for those people who, they don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to pour into coaching programs and mentorships.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So
yeah, we're coming out with a lot of good stuff, guys. So stick with us. This journey, is just starting. But hey, on this property right here, check this out, guys. So like, I'm not going to do it for this one because I don't see enough, value to do value add. It's under contract. Okay. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to completely ignore it. So if the property was one that we'd go after, even though it's under contract, what I would do, and I'll just do it for just for the sake of showing you guys. And hey, maybe I'll look at it again. But you have your pending lists here for a reason. You're going to be going through those, hopefully daily to make sure that the ones that are pending either go through to close, but for the ones that fall out, and you can check that pretty quickly. You can immediately go back to that. If you haven't done an underwrite, do it, make sure it's good. And then if it is good, then you can go to that agent and immediately sweep that up and be one of the first ones to check back with them. So I would put that in my pending list. And then we can just go through now and I'll show you real quickly. If we were to go through the pending list for Florida, I haven't been through here in a couple of days, but look, Fredericksburg Ave right there. You can see immediately with the color coding they have. Okay, anything that's either yellow or orange is still pending, but green's back on market. So Fredericksburg Ave back on. So what I would do is I'd go to my email, and I would search for Fredericksburg Ave and just hit that agent back up and say, hey, what's going on? Are you ready to move forward with our offer? What do we need to do to move forward? Yada yada. So, and I'm actually already talking to the Herald. So. Okay, we're going back to, let me get out of here and we're going back to it. So this was the next one. Okay, nope, moving on. A lot of times, I hesitate to say, like, you can see, you can see whether or not a home is in good shape on the inside for the most part, for its outside. It's obviously in good condition, you don't really need to flip through. Is this going to be in bad condition? Probably not, so it's for sake of time. But this one with boards on the windows, let's just take a look here. Court approved probate, so we can close in approximately 15 days. All right, well, let's see, 125. Let's just make sure this is even worth it. We'll leave it at a $25,000 discount. Need to see 153. Okay, just from on its face, I can see it's probably good. Yeah, look at that. This one's got a pool though. Does ours have a pool? Spa, yes. Pool doesn't say. Just check because the pool. So I normally don't go into too much detail, but I think the pool's like, if we can see, if we can see that there is a pool, then that's important for the comp. It's actually going to be a pretty good indicator of its value. Okay, 71, where's our 64, 32, ours is 2,000 square feet. Now there's a big difference in these. I wonder why. Let's look. Okay, not like a real, they did like maybe the countertops and the floors and appliances, left the cabinets, put hardware on it. Okay, 395. See where is it? Oh, ours is right here. Okay. Yep. So we'll add this one. And moving on.
Now we do have a couple other questions, by the way, Brad.
Okay. Yeah.
You see that?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I do see it. I'm not paying attention. Sounds good, Brad. Love it. Thanks, Dig. I need you to make a detailed video showing how you set up your list in Privy and complete the entire of sifting through properties process if possible. We do have that already in the training series. Christian would probably know better what title that video is, but in the Privy training playlist, I walked through that process pretty in depth. So yeah, when you get
it's
out of
one
here,
of the first ones, right?
Okay.
Because ultimately that's the
Yes.
beginning of this process. First, really, it is if you're approaching this as a new investor, you want to answer the question, well, where should I even be investing? Because you've been convinced now that you can virtually wholesale and it doesn't need to be in your backyard, which I would recommend for anyone who is just getting started. And frankly, those who aren't just getting started, but they've been unfortunately pigeonholing themselves unknowingly to their own market where they live, where they can walk to the property. Even if you're tactile and you're like, I got to go see, look, touch, and feel, I understand 100%. I will say that's not a great way to scale your business. So identifying which markets to invest in first is the way to go. Privy is a great option for that. And Brad does share that video. And then I think the next one in that series is then, okay, now that we've selected a market where we're going to invest, let's go through setting up those types of lists. Then they will automatically be sent to the email that he's shared with you, that same process. And then this is the quote day to day. You can do this every day. He doesn't do it
Yep.
every day. He does it a couple times a week, right? Because we
Yes,
have other
exactly.
marketing methods. This is the way that we're not going to be marketing. It's like a no marketing required type of scenario because they've already raised their hands. All the realtors are doing the marketing for them. So I would just say that, and I'll link it in the description of this video once we wrap this up for you. And by the way, he's still crushing it as I'm talking about this. He's still going through the process, right? Because this is literally one of those day in a life of this is what he's doing every single day. But we do have Renee Martinez that asked the question, is there an additional training on the soft vet underwriting calculator you guys offer for sale, or is it just the videos here on YouTube? Well, the answer to that question is we can certainly walk through it more, right? So what questions in particular do you have for it that maybe we missed in the training? Because we can go through that. So whether it's in that playlist specifically for the on-market offer system, which you can use, Privy for, which we would recommend because it just makes this process so much faster. But for those people who don't have, they're in a position where they're like, hey, $97 a month or whatever Privy cost, I can't swing it right now. Use Zillow or realtor.com, right? There's different ways to do this. It's about time versus money. So we do and can create more trainings about that particular calculator, Renee. So if you have any in particular questions, please ask them and we can go through that as well. Back to you, Brad.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yep. Guys, I'm going through here, just trying to nail down. So like what I'm looking for too, just so you guys know, is like, okay, a reasonable percentage on one way or the other, of square footage. So like 10, 15% up, so on this one, like if I see something at like 1,300 square feet, like I'll take that, but anything over that, I'm not gonna really anchor to a price. Obviously bed bath count, and then lot size. You see something with like a 30,000 square foot lot, and it's like ostensibly the same in every other aspect, and you're seeing like, oh, it's sold for like 50,000 more, and you're just trying to wonder why. Like lot size can be one of those kind of unseen factors a lot of people don't look at. So that's what I'm kind of going through here is like, all right, make sure I filter it by sold last, most recent first. And then as I'm going through, I'm like, okay, can I anchor to any one of these? No. This one doesn't even say the square footage, so I can't really tell. The next one's down. This is a double entry on Privy's part. This is the same property, but 1,200 square feet. Okay, it's a 3-2, almost the same lot size, and it is, where is it at? Kind of, it's a couple streets away. There it is, right there. Block construction as well. There's no inside. Oh, yes, there is. Okay, there. All right, and it's in good shape. So this would kind of tell you like if something was renovated or in really good shape, kind of what it would sell for. So we were looking for 215, let's say. This one's at 240. So great. Can we find any other properties that would support it? We want we don't want just one, we want a couple. Okay. And these all sold in March. This is crazy. This is a lot of movement right here. All right, next one's going down here. No, this one sold for 100K. Why? You know, kind of want to know like what's the deal with that. Oops. Let's just see here. Okay, no real interior picture. So, I mean, this could have been. I mean, it could have been in bad shape. You know, who knows? Which would kind of be an indicator of like where you kind of want to be on a cash price for that. But we don't know that for sure. There's just no pictures, so it's really hard to say one or the other. 1184 block construction. This only has 2 pictures. What do the notes say? This is had a tenant. 189, 190, 190. Come on, I need pictures. All right, what's up with this one? This one needs some more. It looks like. Okay. I'm going to safely say yes, we'll go for it. And then I'll answer some of my questions in the in-depth underwrite. Like I said, this one's pending, but dang. Okay, there's a horrible picture. I wonder if there's any more somewhere else. The reason I'm doing that, guys, even though it's pending, is like there could be some redeeming quality. And if it falls out of pending status, I'm going to find it and I'm going to go for it. So if it falls out of escrow, I'm going to pick it back up. But I have no idea what's going on with that one. So moving on. All right, this one's I already looked at this one. All right, let's look at this one. Some exterior work. It's dated on the inside. Dated. Need some cleanup. Interesting. So for this, here's a perfect example, right? Pending. I'm not going to do anything other than I'm going to put it in my pending folder, and then I'll just kind of kick that can down the road for later on, if and when it does fall out of escrow. I'm not going to do any work on the front end right now because there's no guarantee that it'll even fall out of escrow. I mean, they may very well go to close. I do know that in Jacksonville, a lot of properties have been kind of falling by the wayside though. So, all right, let's see here. 152, let's just call it 153. All right, 190. Or 1270. There's 185. What's this one look like? Okay. This one's nice. Wonder if this was a flip or not. Yep. Offer pad. If this was like a kind of like a some other than offer pad, I would take this. This is a good way, guys, so you can find, while you're finding deals, you can also find buyers. What I would do is, because I know this was a flip, I would take this one and I would put it in my buyers to contact list. And then I could contact the agent directly. I'm actually creating a curriculum for this right now on how to speak to agents and get them on your side. I'm going to go, give you guys some insight on how to find buyers through the agents that were on these transactions, but then also showing you guys like, hey, I mean, you could just build these lists of buyers here and then skip trace the LLCs. So we're building that curriculum out right now. Not sure when that'll be out, but that is in the works. So 185 is good. What's the number we're looking for? 190. Okay, we're close. So we may have to come down on our offer price. There's another 185. 1334, right? So there's another one, 1192. What's this one look like? Yeah, this one's nice. Kind of like that Victorian type Prasson bungalows, 2 stories. So it's a different construction. So I don't know if that's just more desirable. But basically, this one's good. We're just going to have to come down on our on our offer. So, and we'll know that when we go into the in-depth analysis, we'll know to do that based on the comps. Wow, what did this one go through a war? You're just cinder blocks in a square. We'll just
Beautiful
pass on that.
property. Look at that.
Yeah, amazing investment opportunity. All right, so we just went through Jacksonville. Okay. All right, Orlando. You guys think this one has value add opportunity? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to keep it at 30 because there's actually a pretty good amount of work to be done. So we're looking for 121, go 125, let's say. 3-1, 850, 230. Okay, that's what it's all for. 3-1 beds, 850. This is a great indication that we've got something to do. And then guess what? This looks like a flip. So, and it is. I'm going to drop this one in our Orlando buyers account. Oh, look at that. It's already in there. Okay, cool. I'm on it. This one, I am going to put some offers on. So
Renee said it looks like the Alamo. That's totally true.
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to the Alamo in Texas, you know, the
I have
last stand.
not, but
Yeah.
I would imagine that's probably what it looks like.
I grew up in Texas.
I know you did.
Remember the Alamo.
Remember it, guys. Yep. Can't forget it. Okay. Some curb appeal right there. Guys, via offersubmission.com. Okay, this is going to be, this is probably like some auction type deal. Oh, wait a second. I thought it did 315. This is 31. Okay, we're just moving on here. It's two. There's not enough. So just to give you guys some insight too on the context on like what I'm specifically looking for, because you guys may vary in what you're trying to. You may be doing a flip yourself. You may be looking for rentals. You may be, doing what I'm doing and looking to assign these. I'm looking to assign these in these other markets. We're not doing flips in other markets. I don't have a team in Cleveland that's ready to go as far as contractors go. So there's really, I mean, maybe I could get it for free or they could pay me to buy this property, but there's not any opportunity here for me to have some type of discount that would allow me to then assign it to an end buyer. So like if an end buyer is not buying it at 30 grand, then just move on. There's a point where that equilibrium starts to tip and it's just not worth it for these like really, really low value areas. So just to give you guys some insight there. Not a lot here. Let's move on.
And one thing that you haven't necessarily addressed just up front and spoken to is what are you looking for? Right. We're looking at the pictures, but like, what are you, Brad, looking for to determine, just as a high level overview for some who might be just getting started or they need a refresher?
Yes. Yeah. And I did mention it earlier, but I think it's good to go back over it again. When I'm quickly going through these pictures, you may see I'm just like rapid fire clicking this mouse. Like I'm just looking for distressed properties and properties that are in need of like severe updating. And that just like in short, it's just value add opportunity. Is this property a property that is in an obvious shape, in a condition that's obvious enough to say this price reduction or discount in my offer is justified because X, Y, and Z, right? That's the only way that this is going to work. If there's a turnkey property, it needs to sit for a little bit for, if it's at an appropriate number, which would be close to its full market value, for an end buyer to come in and buy it.
Yeah. And that kitchen right there, just as a small example, as you look at that, some people may look at it and say, well, we probably need some new kitchen cabinets. Many might not, and many may agree with what I'm about to say, and that is, if we were flipping this, and even if we're assigning it, it's good to know what your buyers kind of, not just buy boxes, but like what they would plan to do. There's a lot of cookie cutting that happens, so to speak, in terms of finishes, what types of cabinets, what type of counters, but those could be refinished. It looks like, right? They might be completely falling apart on the inside. I don't know, but we could save money and get a little bit of a bigger gap in our wholesale fee. That is to say that we could make more if we take
Mm-hmm.
the approach of, actually, those cabinets are in pretty dang good shape, depending on the comps. If all of them have seafoam green cabinets, love them or hate them,
Yeah.
that's not up to us. That's up to the
Right.
buyers. So we could say, yeah, we could literally refinish those cabinets. Frankly, we could keep them in place and refinish them and then just change out the hardware. So those are types of things that we're not doing right now. This is just the soft process. But when it comes to dumping it in, that it's past that soft vet to where it looks like an opportunity later in the future, is when we would go through it with even more of a critical eye. But I know
Mm-hmm.
that a failure spot for me has been, in the past, putting too much effort and energy into an opportunity I have no strings attached to, no accepted offer, no nothing, especially MLS listed properties where
Yeah.
there's more, ostensibly more competition. So I'm spending 45 minutes thinking, oh man, what could I do to the kitchen? What could I do to the bathroom? What could I do to the, oh, well, I need to rip and replace this roof. So I'm going through a full-fledged repair analysis, and there's no need for that. So what he's doing is
Mm-hmm.
just quickly going through it just to say, is it falling apart or is it perfect,
Yeah.
ostensibly?
Yeah, that's a great point. And that kind of tees me up to kind of let you know, like St. Petersburg specifically, what I have been noticing is that properties like this, where you're like, oh, I wouldn't like those, um, is these this is pretty close to its ARV. They may have cut it by 20 or 30K, but that's pretty close to its ARV. That it's going to sell. The properties are moving in that market, and so if it's not severely distressed, I'm not finding any comps that'll support the even a $35,000 reduction in price, and which would need a $500,000 ARV, especially for a 2-1. That's another thing. It's like I'm going to look really quick at 2-1s and then move on, because most buyers, they want that bread and butter 3-2. It is a larger, like, square footage for a 2-1, so there may be some opportunities to add another bed and bath. But again, we're just kind of, I don't see it. I just don't see it, and I just know in that market we're gonna need more justification than just like the cabinets are dated.
Right.
So we're moving on. And that's just, guys, that's just being in that market, for a longer period of time, knowing like what's happening there, and buying patterns, what your buyers want, all that stuff. Just in time. These are some interesting pictures, Christian. What is going on here? It's like they put filters on them. Like, it's
They
like,
do look like Instagram photos, some of them.
yeah, he isn't willing to look at lowball offers. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I just don't even like. Let's just look at what the comps say. You kind of get into properties like this too, where it's like it's actually appropriately priced. So you're not going to get it really at much of a discount from its on market, because they actually priced it appropriately. So trying to get any assignment fee on it's going to be really hard, because it's just going to take a buyer finding it, you know. So a flipper, by finding it. But it's also a 2-1. It's on a big lot, but it's not going to get these numbers, because it's the smallest bed bath count in this area. So just gonna move on. Moving on.
How long does this process normally take you from start to finish, any day that you would approach it?
I mean, it depends. Like I could probably get through it in an hour and a half, an hour or so, maybe even like less than that. Right now, it's taking more because I'm narrating every single action I'm doing and telling you why I'm doing it. But I'd probably already be done, honestly, if
Yeah.
I had, which is
Yeah.
fine.
It's more fun this way.
Yeah, I like you guys being along for the journey. All right, Cleveland. Where are we at here? Okay, this area right here is it good? I like this area. Anything over here? Not so good. Oh, man, it's hard to really tell. So okay, here's another like kind of like pro tip, guys. Like if there's not a lot of interior pictures, like a couple things like right off the bat that tells me is like it's either really bad or it has tenants in there and they didn't want to take pictures. The tenants, with the tenants in there. And now obviously like for us, we're not buying properties with tenants in place unless we're just getting like a smoking deal, seller financing or something. But if that happens, I'll quickly look at property remarks just to kind of get an idea. What did they say about it? And so this one, let's see, this lot that's in the premise time. Yeah, run it out. See, there you go, right there. So it's yeah. Now they're on a month-to-month agreement. Okay, so if we did buy it, we would. What I do is, or both. Yeah, Chris says, or both. Yeah, could be both for sure. What we've done in the past is if we have a property that trying to assign that we're going to get under contract, but it has tenants in place, is instead of our standard 30-day close, we will say we'll do a 40-day close of escrow with a 10-day inspection period. That first 10 days will be an inspection period. So the tenant on a month-to-month is owed at least a 30-day notice. So we'll have our inspection period. And then once we can find a buyer and are 100% sure, we'll say, we will put a non-refundable 5K EMD down at the end of our inspection period. Really, it's our buyer. And then we'll move forward. That way you guys are sure we're not backing out and have the confidence to put a 30-day notice in for the tenants. Because what they won't do and what they don't want to do is in the inspection period, if you have a 30-day close, that first 10 days is inspection. So really they only have 20. But if they put a 30-day at the very moment that you guys go into contract and then in the inspection you get back out, they've already put the 30-day notice in. And so now they're out a buyer and they're out their tenants. They don't want to do that. So that's kind of one of the ways that we'll get around that. Let me just see what the comps are here. So let me just say, if it's set 73, and we say we'll get it a 20K discount, 81, yeah, let's call it 85. And all right, we need solds. 3-1, 1600, there's 70. Wow. What was okay, dated. So I mean that's like rent ready. 3-1, 3-1, 16. What's this one look like? There we go. This like grayscale LVP white baseboards and like freshly painted. It's like a telltale sign of white shaker cabinets. It's like boom, it's a flip. And there we go. We got another buyer in this market. And so I'm just going to put this link in my Cleveland buyers. And guess what? Guess who if I get this property, if I get this contract, guess who I'm calling first? These guys. Because I'm just going to say, hey, Chris Properties, do you want another deal that's exactly like Bradwell right around the corner? Of course you do, because you made money on the other one. So that's why it's good to find deals and buyers at the same time.
Yeah, we actually had a question about that on Feedback Fridays when we were going live. So this is just another example of finding buyers while you're finding the deals. And I don't think this is as easy if you're not using Privy, but I know
No.
you can, but it's a lot more work. So it's that time versus money thing. And a lot of people who have a 9 to 5 and then want to leave their 9 to 5 real estate investing, then, definitely jump for Privy. Oh, and
Yeah.
obviously I haven't said anything about this yet, but for those of you who are like, yeah, I need to get Privy, I'll link it in the description below. It will be an affiliate link. You can also just go to the website. But if you're like, I like these guys and I want to support their channel, obviously click that link.
Please, guys, that'd be great. Or not. I mean, hey, you don't have to support us. We'll keep
Just
doing what we're
succeed.
doing.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Whether
Yeah.
you're like, nah, these guys,
Whatever.
yeah, I don't like Brad's hair. He's having an off day.
Oh, I know it's a bad hair today. Sorry, guys. Should have put a hat on. Hey,
You're so
here's a
funny.
prime example of why I say click into these properties. Because, like, if I was like, oh, that looks fine, right, and just moved on, well, it cut off right above the boards in the windows. I don't know how many times I've done that where I'm like, yeah, this property's fine. I'm going to move out. And then actually the inside looks like this. Okay. So they were in the middle of a flip I'm really just assuming here, but okay, is that a $600,000 price point? So I'm going to do like a little less than 10% off here. Means I need to see ARVs at 840. Okay. Let's see. Both pending, both 153,133, and both right around the same square footage. And obviously the one with the less beds went for less. I can't, again, just because the property is pending on the market at the list price does not mean that it's actually under contract for that. So if I really wanted to be sneaky, I could call the agents and say that I was comping a property near there and I just need to know what they're under contract at. Maybe you get lucky and that agents didn't drink their coffee this morning and gave it to you. But most of the time they're going to say, I can't give you that. That's fine too. But at least we know it's close. We needed to be at 840 and those were at least at 925. Ours is a 5.4, 15,000 square foot lot. Okay, 3,000. So this isn't too far out of. This is like the borderline for like square footage. I would go over. Okay, that's at 850. That's not good. Oh, what do we want? I keep forgetting 840. So that's not bad. The only ones that are like way out of here are the ones that are pending. So when I do go to do my comp, I probably will. I won't do it on with you guys because I just want to. I want to get through the properties and do the emails. But I would normally reach out to those agents and try to get that info. And just what I would really ask, because most of the time the agent's not going to give you that information. It's like, are you under contract at list? Just tell me that. You guys at contract at list price? Sometimes they won't tell you that either, but it's worth a shot. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. 105. Okay. Means our offers is at 125. So that would say 125. All right. Where are our comps at? 32, 1118, 185. Okay, these guys are big in Jacksonville, so I don't need to add them. I know them already. 13. So right around, we call it like 190, right? That's good. So boom. Pretty sure I went through this one, didn't I? This was the one with the the one with the filters. So ooh, 15 grand. Oh, this is a fire sale. Literally a fire sale.
Literally.
Wow.
So up next, you're going to be getting into the emails, right? Sending those offers out, right?
I am not just yet, guys. We're almost there. We're going to be getting through, and I appreciate you guys like walking through this with me. I hope this is bringing you guys value. This is the process. Like this, I mean, you can't get around it. But from this point, and I'm almost done. This was my last update email that I needed to go through. From this point, we will then be going to finding the realtor information, and from there, I will be sending out the offers.
Right.
All right, 210, 210, 285. Okay, that's good. 21, 219, boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is good. Whoa. This is like abandoned.
Wow. It's properties like this that I look at the front door and I see the doorknob and I say, that's a really nice doorknob. You could use a new house to go live in.
Yeah, exactly. It's charming. It's very charming.
Quaint and cozy.
Yes.
I love those
quaint.
realtor
Okay.
descriptions where it's like, you
Yeah.
mean it's 400 square feet and you can't move around in it, but we're
Yeah.
the
It's a
power of
starter.
words. Right? A starter.
I sent you guys, man, there was one where it was like, it needs a little love. And it was just, it looked like a bomb had gone off in the bathrooms, like an actual bomb. Not like you blew it up not like you blew up the bathroom, but like an actual
Sure.
bomb.
Right.
What was I doing? Okay. Yeah, so let's just call it 190. 3.2 is a 2.1. Okay, 176, 170. All right, what do I need to be at to be at 170 here? Whoops, probably 35. Bingo. Little tip here, guys. So I had this at I think I had it at 25, right? Yeah, so or 30, somewhere on there. Okay, but let's say like I'm right around this comp. So I was like, all right, I need to be at 170. Well, that's when I go to this side, the via ARV, and I say my ARV I need is 170. So what does my offer need to look like? Okay, it needs to be 110.5. So really what I'm taking off is what was that, 45? No, 35. I had it right the first time. Math is hard. 40,500. Let's call it that. 39.5. Whatever, guys, you get it. But so if I'm going through this and I say, oh, I've got 170, that's where we need to be. So instead of going the other way where I'm kind of like almost guessing, well, I say, all right, well, here's where the ARVs actually are. If my buyer's buying at 65% of ARV, this is what my offer needs to be. Okay, so in that case, I'm coming off the list price. It's actually 147, not 150. I was just kind of doing round numbers, but I'm coming off of it 37 grand. Okay, so that's fine. So now I'm just going to go, all right, boom, and we're going to comp. So it's just listed. Did I go through this one already? Yep. No more pictures. Section 8 tenant. All right. And it's being sold 5 other properties. Now, here's where you kind of can go one way or the other. If you're, looking for just the assignments, this property isn't for you. But if you're looking to pick up rentals, here's one plus 5 more, giving you gross rents, I mean, this could be yours. This isn't our buy box, but you know, that's just something to note is that you can, if you're, it just depends on what you guys are looking for, you know. Okay, roof needs to be replaced. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Okay, 185. We'll call it 40. 225. All right, 1,300 square feet. 1,300 square feet. This one, this is the last one here. That's actually sold. These are all on market, but you know, that's good. That tells me there's a lot of investment activity over here. 1,150 sold for 327. So that's good. Here, this one, okay, this is a little far back. Let me just look at the solds themselves. 4,213, that's 230. We're going to be 223. Okay, we're right at the brink. But this is telling me like, okay, these are great. So I can dive into that more. Now, just FYI, guys, just because I put these in the comp doesn't mean these are all sending offers aren't getting sent out on all these. Okay, so all right. Well, it says it's a perfect for an investor or a first-time investor property sold as is. Great. That tells me there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So,
Yo, Brad, just so you know, I'm gonna pop
yeah,
off and get on the phone with Chris because everybody knows that what we're doing is we're doing our day to day. We're just documenting it for those that are,
sure. Yeah,
watching. So I'll be back, but I need to connect with Chris to talk about some
do
more
your thing.
properties.
Do your thing, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I got to get these offers out, guys. So, I'm gonna be doing that through to the end. Okay. 215 is our ARV. This one sold 3.2. This lot, 435 million square feet, guys. I think that's right. All right, this one sold in September. Okay, a little far out for my liking. So let's look at the other solds. 2.2, 1,200 square feet, and we're looking for 215. Look at that. There you go. Again, these are a little far out. Not a lot of activity, super recent, but I'm seeing what I want to see on this one to investigate further. So we're going through. And this was nicely done. Filler here. Okay, there's a look at all these. Boom, boom, boom. All these LLCs. Atlanta buyers. Oh, I don't even have that. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. What am I talking about? It's at the top. I just hadn't. I did that for another YouTube video. I'd actually created that, so I didn't actually separate. I gotta categorize it. But that's it. Okay, that was it, guys. So, oh wait, one more. Okay, yes. Come on, San Diego properties. Let's go. Nice carpet. Can you guys believe this is almost a $1 million house? I mean, that's San Diego for you. Nice view though. Nice backyard. Got a deck. Okay. All right. I can dig it. One, we'll say for all intents and purposes, it's 1-1. Okay. And we're gonna go 85K off. Top ARV at 65%. Let's do a 70 because actually in San Diego, it's 82% ARV minus repairs. So we'll say 70 to account for that. So it's 145. Okay. Well, Let's do all. I want to see everything that is sold. There we go. And guys, give us a thumbs up if you guys are having a good time, okay, and you guys are enjoying what we're putting out. If you guys want to give us a thumbs up, that would be awesome. And again, I'm watching the chat. So if you guys have any questions or anything about anything I'm doing, please let me know. Anything at all. All right. So ours is 2,800, almost 2,900 square feet. It's a 3,000 square foot lot. So, you know, a really quick way to go through here is like, hey, what was our we need 145. Is anything sold for 145? Okay, 213. Now that was 500 square feet larger when, you know, so not a comp. 145, 145, 145, 145. This sold in September. Even still, let's see. There's not a lot of comps. So let's see what this one looked like. Okay, because even if let's just deduct, you know, a 10% for the market, you know, since September, we're still at, let's see, 160. So we're real close. We're real close. Let's just take a look. Oops, not comps. This is nice. Similar view. Let's just see who did this one. No, this is 2013. Okay. This guy could be, you know, a kind of a one-off, you know, maybe he just didn't do it. Or this was just, he did it. He did the renovation while he lived there. But 1625, okay. I mean, I can dig that. Where was that at? Yeah, same street too. That's a good indicator. So let me see. Even let me just do it on here for you guys. 1625 minus 162. That's like right on the money, you know. So for a 10% reduction, you know, just accounting for it. But San Diego's just going crazy right now. So I'm good with this. I'm good with 85K reduction. Yeah. Moving on, moving on, moving on. You got, just so you know too, I think Christian's probably going to put it in the description after the video is posted, but any of the offer analyzers, you guys haven't even seen the deal analyzer I'm going to use here in a second to actually underwrite the deals, but all of that stuff, everything that I'm using and that I use on a day-to-day basis is available in our on-market offer system. So that'll be available and will be linked below after this has gone live. All right, St. Petersburg. What did I tell you guys about this one? We got to get a good deal for this. So 250, call it 35, 307. Let's call it 310 for ARVs. 1,300 square feet. Those ones on market, so we're not going to really account for that one. Oh, hey guys, here's another thing to also. I haven't already laid on enough variables for you to take a look at. Days on market, right? So you see one that's like, boom, like, wow, I cannot believe that actually got that figure. And you want to use that as like your tippy top ARV. Well, we definitely want to anchor to 471 because guess what? This one sat for a year and a half or close, you know, year and 4 months or whatever that is. Like That's a long time to sit and not get anything back. So we're just don't anchor to the very tippy top ARV, especially if it's a long days of market. Now, if it's sold in 20 days, like that's a different story. Like things are moving. But just to take a look here. Oh, this was a new build, so we're not even gonna look. Okay, 3.2. Here we go. 363. Also a new build. Wow. Okay. I can tell you right there. These are all wow. Wow. Yeah, we're not even gonna touch that one. Just move on. Not worth it, guys. Okay. So now that we've identified all of our comp properties, we got 17. I don't know if you guys were counting how many we went through. I'm not sure. I would assume with the amount of time it took, it was probably let's just say 10 per email, 10 to 15 per email. Like I said, it was right around 60 to 75. Out of that, now I have 17 properties I want to take a look at. This one's already pending, so dang, told you. Look at that. And the time it took for me to comp that. Here's what we're going to do for this one, because I really hope, I don't think it's going to because of the way the San Diego market's going, but I really hope this falls out. And I'm gonna be taking a look at that one in the pending folder. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, all right, I knew this one was a good property. All right, so what can we effectively, I'm gonna move that off screen. What's the underwrite gonna look like? So I said 85K off. But here's where we go when we're doing more in-depth underwriting. Now we know, all right, I want to, this property is, oops, here we go. Okay, this property is 2858. Okay, we're in San Diego, so I need to adjust this. It's 82%. 82% minus repairs. I've got, it's 2858 square feet. Okay, now what is my ARV? Well, let's take a look again. 3.3, 2,800 square feet. And what did we say? 145 based on Del Cerro Boulevard, the one right down there. So we'll say 145. Okay. So again, you have to know, like when you're messing with this, you got to know your ARV percentage, and you got to know what your per square foot rehab cost is. So to get 145, what type of rehab are we doing based on its condition? Okay, it's not it's not blown up, but it's all going to need to be redone to get top of market. And to do that, we at least need a 50, probably more. Let's call it $60 a square foot here in San Diego. So we're just going to give us a $60 square foot. I'm just going to select a moderate rehab. Okay. So what is that? And I want 35K in San Diego. Okay. So what is my MAO? My max allowable offer is going to be 982, which means my dispo price on $35,000 wholesale will be, around $1,015,000, $1,020,000. So here's my MAO. Here's a list price. Okay. So we've got, see, this is really far away. So here's where you're going to run into with larger properties like this, almost 3,000 square feet. You're going to have a massive rehab budget, right? $170,000. So this one almost isn't even worth the trouble because I know I'm going to have to get it at such a discount. But because I've already done it, I'm gonna run through it with you guys. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run through these. 980K offer, 145 ARV. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave it in the comp folder. I'm gonna move on. Barfield. Okay, 1216. Okay, we're in a different market now. So I'm doing 70. We're just going to do 70% in Atlanta. And $60 a square foot should do it. That may even be too high. I may just want to go with the $40 a square foot. It's not going to need like amazing finishes. Okay, so now I need to find my ARV. I'm going to anchor to 2 at 1,200 square feet. 216. Here's a 3-2 at 270. 3-2 at 270. 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. 260, 260, 270, 270. Looks like it's 215. Let's see what that does. Man. Oh, here's my wholesale fee is not going to be 35 in these other markets. That's only for San Diego. So 90,000. Probably not going to cut it on a property this. So is there any way you can bump up that that ARV? Is there anywhere I can really justify a higher ARV? 170. No, 3-2, 3-2. These are all 3-2s. So not really, right? I mean, we may be able to add another bedroom. It's 1,200 square feet, and these are smaller in size. There's enough room for another room. Right? It just depends on the layout, I guess. But you're going to have to increase the rehab budget a little bit to account for that. So what are we going to say? Honestly, I would. A lot of these, it's like not even worth the time. But since I've already done it for you guys, I'm still going to do it. So 90K, and our ARVs 215. It could bump up, but I'm being conservative. So we'll say 90K and 215. All right. Now, why am I doing that? Well, when I go back, after I find the realtor information and I go back and I'm going to add this to my mail media or spreadsheet, I'm going to have to know what to put on there and why. So I'm going to go to the note section and see what the offer was. All right. 1344, 3043. And what's the ARV? 42, 1343. 235. Oh, this is trash. So 235. It's higher than that. Just go to solds. 42, 235. All right, let's go off a square footage. So we know like this is going to be the highest bed count in this area, minus like 1 or 2 of these properties. So, okay, great. So I'm not going to find one that's going to match the bed bath count. I'm just going to go off a square footage. So 260, 260. Now let's just take a look. These are also 1 bathrooms. So not anything special, right? So 260 could be it, but then we've got one with a 3-2, 1,172 square feet. Where is that one at? Right around the corner. This is nice. Okay, here's your flip right here. Bingo. Okay, and I want to, where is this one at? Okay, 300. Let's call it 300, guys. 300, because then now we've got another one, another flip. And I'm just adding buyers. Okay, so we'll call this one 300. 1343, 300. Okay, MAO's 145. What's this listed for? 185. All right, that's not too bad. Okay, moving on. All right, all right, all right. Okay, let's just go for solds here. Okay, 1024 square feet. It's 1024. What is our ARV? 2-1. Is it 176? Pretty close. 170. 199. This is a big lot, though. Not going to be 199. 2-1. 159. So like 170, guys. That's where it's at. So and I'm really just assuming right now in these kind of like secondary markets, not these like major metros, that we're going to stay at $40 a square. That's like a minimum. So like, trying to be competitive while also being conservative. It's this really fine balance. So I mean, $40 a square foot, that won't fly in San Diego, but it may fly in Jacksonville or Atlanta or Memphis or Indianapolis. So you can get away with it in those other ones, especially because we're only going for 10K here. All right, so here's your MAO. Wow, just killing it, guys. All right, so all right. We're just they're so close to ARV already. Just what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? All right. So moving on. 2-2, 1200, 195. All right. 2-2, 230. What's up with this one? These are on the same street. Big lots. This is closer though. This is closer to our lot size. So is it 230? I would split the difference on these two. They're on the same street, right around the corner here. This one sold in January, and this one sold in February. Oh, why don't we say 215 here and call it a day? 1201, 215, 90, 95. And moving on. Okay. 1214. There's a 3-2. That's good. And 3-2. 185. 208. This is on our own drive also. I like this one better. So 208. Wonder if this was yep, Tom Home Services. Okay, buyers to contact in Jacksonville. Already have a bunch. Okay. All right, look at that, guys. So we're close on this, and so I'm going to go down to 80. 80K offer ARV. I like to work with round numbers, if I can.
All right, so what I'll do is I'll just I'll copy that as a template and I'll show you how the system and then the system changes it.
All right. 3,090 square feet. This is going to be a big one. Big one. Look at that rehab. This is a light at $40 a square foot. Oops. Okay. This is what we're like, I don't know, 925, 9. You know what, guys? I'm going to do you a solid here. Let me take you out of my AirPods so you guys can hear my. So you guys can hear. Let me move some stuff around. I'm going to call these realtors. I'm going to call these two right here because I want to know. I'm going to call this one first. All right, this is just the listing office's number, and I want the realtor's number. So I'm just gonna, for the most part, Zillow's gonna have that. But why am I doing this? Okay, because I don't know if it's $9.95. And if it's $9.95, great. That's gonna boost our ARV. That's gonna boost our come on, Kathy, you're killing me. All right. Just for sake of time, I want to see if the other one's got their number available. What's going on here? All right. So the reason why I'm reaching out to these, just so you guys know, is like, I want to know if I can anchor to this. And you guys can hear how I talk to agents on the phone. So you get a twofer.
Hello.
Hey there, is this Hasty?
This is.
Hey, did I say that right?
Yes.
All right, first try. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Well, my name is Brad Garcia. I'm actually an investor. I'm in San Diego, but I buy property nationwide. I found your info on the Canyon Trail listing. 334 Canyon Trail. Are you guys under contract right now, or is that one?
We are, yes.
Okay, that's totally fine. The reason I'm calling is I'm actually trying to anchor a property value for another property kind of in that same area. And I mean, you don't have to tell me exactly, but I was just curious. Are you guys under or are you guys pending at list right now?
Well, yeah, I can't tell you. I mean, around, yeah.
Like give or take, just very small,
Yeah, I can't.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're close. We're close.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering, because I'm interested in another property that I'm probably going to be putting an offer on, and I just got to make sure.
Where's your other property?
Yeah, the other property is on Larkin Place. It's like already gutted. It's a complete fixer. Yeah, it looks like they stopped in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah, that's in Downing Place. Like, I saw that come on the market. I was looking at the new listing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because they're in the middle of construction, like at the middle of a gut job.
I know.
On that one.
Yeah, that looks like they ran out of money or something. I don't know why they'd stop and not finish.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I think that's priced pretty high.
Yeah, what do you think?
For the condition.
I was going to say, yeah, what do you think?
And I mean, I had a house in that neighborhood under contract a few months ago for $600, and it was in great condition.
Really?
So yeah, my clients ended up canceling because they got pregnant and they were freaking out about increased mortgage payment with daycare costs and all that stuff, which was silly, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I can't believe that they were asking that price for that house in that condition.
Well, let me ask you too, because like there's a pretty massive difference between Canyon Trails list price and where you guys are kind of, under contract, and Larkin Place. So are they just like in completely different neighborhoods? Like what's the difference?
Yes, I actually live right across the street from 334 Canyon Trail. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. So Canyon Trail is in the Robinson Woods neighborhood, which is connected to like Providence Day School, which is a really popular private school. And it's also zoned for different schools. Now, Downing Place is just like around the corner, but it's zoned. It's zoned for a different school zone, or some of them. Anyway, yeah, it's like one of those old, like a Victorian style neighborhood. It's also a very small one, but yeah, Canyon Trails is a nicer neighborhood. I mean, Robinson Woods is a nicer neighborhood.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if you had
It's not that Downing Place is a bad neighborhood. Is Robinson Woods is nicer.
right. Okay. And so, I mean, if you had to, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but if you had to guess, like if I had fixed Larkin Place up, what do you think that would go for, like top of market?
No, I'm in the car right now driving, and I have to look, but I mean, think maybe over around in the 600s, but I'd have
Really?
to depend on what you
Dang.
did for it.
Okay, gotcha. That does too, to your point before too. I mean, it sounds like anybody that's missed out on Canyon Trail, I mean, Larkin Place might be interested in. Would that be?
Not really, because Canyon Trail is like that mid-century modern, and then Downing Place is kind of that up and down, and it's also a ranch. And then Downing Place is like up and down, and it's that Victorian and woods. They're completely different look.
Right. Okay, gotcha. That makes more sense. So really this Larkin Place is just way too overpriced.
Are you an investor
Yes.
who's just doing this on your own, or are you represented by an agent?
No. I mean, I actually, I have a couple guys with me, but I don't have an agent that would be representing me in Charlotte.
Okay. Because I mean, I'd love to talk to you more about this, and I love the opportunity to represent. And like I said, I've lived in Charlotte since '98, and I live in that area. And there's a bunch of nuances that I can tell you more about it. But I'm in the car right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, so Hasty, I got to tell you, I am always looking to create relationships with agents that are in the markets that I'm looking to buy in. So I'll tell you what, I will text you because I know you're out and about and I called you out of the blue. I'll text you my email. If you want to just, send me an email too, so that we can, continue to work together. If you have anything that's coming on market soon, or, pocket listings, distress stuff, please send it to me. But yeah, I mean, we can definitely continue to, build a relationship, and you can be my hands and feet out there. I can feed you listings, and if you have any too, I do in some areas, I'll assign contracts that won't necessarily have contractors to do myself. And so if you have anybody in that area that is buying and renovating, I actually should have a couple of contracts coming online pretty soon that I could actually send you. And they're basically just prepackaged, bowed, deals for you.
Okay.
To hand deliver them. So yeah, we can talk about all that, at a later date. Like I said, I know you're out and about. So yeah.
That sounds great.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, Hasty. Thanks so much for the info.
Absolutely.
I'll look out for that text. I'll text you here shortly.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So good thing I called.
Hey, Brad,
Yeah.
I'm glad you called. I didn't think you were going to go live calling.
No, I figured I would. I mean, give the people what they want.
Dude, well, here's the thing. That's what your day looks like. So as you're going through your process, you got to pick up the phone and call. And again, there was somebody on Feedback Friday who asked, how do I build relationships with buyers? Well, part of that was you had a conversation with a realtor and you basically just said, hey, if there's anybody else there that who's flipping properties, that you're talking about getting buyers. And she was in the know in terms of being flexible and understanding, and very nice realtor. By the way, a lot of times that's not going to happen. A lot of times it'll be like, oh, you're an investor. I'm glad that went well, but at some point we'll go live and we'll find somebody who is not so happy and pleasant on the phone as a realtor that does not like investors.
Yes. And that's part, actually, when I mentioned, earlier that we're creating curriculum specifically for like how to talk to agents, how to get in touch with buyers, how to talk with buyers, all that stuff. But that's one of the main points that I have in that is that, you can almost tell right off the bat if this is an agent that you're going to want to work with or not, because some agents get it and some just don't, and they think just because you're an investor, they don't want to work with you. But if they're smart and they know the game, like they know that you can be an unending supply of opportunities to bring their buyers deals to then relist them at the ARV, at the higher renovated price. So if they're smart, they know like this is a guy I want to work with, but not all of them are. Not all of them are.
Well, right. Some investors are actually shady because one person, that's all it takes to do something shady that would then, in their mind, that agent's mind, would represent all of investors everywhere, which is unfortunate, but it happens regardless in every single situation, good, bad, or indifferent. So it's just about, communicating what we actually do and the value. And actually, we will be rolling out with a course about that free here on YouTube about building like rock solid relationships with real estate agents. And it's just a catalog of what we're already doing in San Diego and all the other markets that we're investing in. And it all starts, a little sneak peek, with what Brad just did.
Stay tuned, guys.
Oh yeah, and that means tell your friends, subscribe to the channel, because we're not doing this unless you guys are here. I mean, we're still doing it. We're just not going to go live,
All right, moving on. And so if you guys notice, I did take those last two out. I'm not even gonna waste our time with those, because either the offer doesn't make, if you've got a property that's gutted to the studs for all intents and purposes, and they already have it listed at ARV, do you really think that any offer that you're going to give them that's going to make it worth it to you is going to be accepted by the seller? No.
Not right now, but time changes circumstance. So it's a follow-up later type situation.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what's great about having the Privy email updates. If that lead, which most likely did, because it was only on market for a couple days, that lead will then pop back into my email if it's been listed for 60 days or more. So once it hits 60 days, it will then come back into my email, because now it's switched from 1 through 59 days on market to 60 days on market, and it will then repopulate into my email. So I will know at some point if it's on market for any longer than it should be. And of course, if those are the real numbers, if that agent is telling us the truth, then we know, then yes, it probably will be. Okay, 8:36. What am I doing here?
I ask myself that question all the time.
Me too.
What am I doing?
Right now, what was I supposed to be doing? Why did I walk into this room? All right, 8:50, 2:30. Oh yeah, okay. Do I already have this one in? Maybe. Yep. Okay. Cool. So, okay, 2:30 is looking good. That is the highest comp. I wonder why. Where is it? It's not anywhere like 2-1, 2-3-1. Okay, so yeah, not renovated. So our renovated flips are going to go for 230. 117. Well, look at that. Sometimes this happens where we're having an offer that's actually higher than your list price. In this instance, I'm going to go with what I originally put as my MLS discount, which I believe was like 20K. And so what I'm going to do is go with 85 as my offer. And we know 230 is our ARV. And moving on. Now, one thing that really annoys me, guys, you may have noticed, is that almost every time I've popped in and out of this thing, Privy has rearranged these, so just gotta be aware of that. Just make sure you aren't doing double work, but. All right, 4-2, 1275, we got. What's our ARV? 185, 185, 207. Okay. Right in that $200,000 range. Single brick. Okay, I know Florida people like brick in block, so this actually could go for a higher. We'll call it on the higher side, say 207. Maybe. How you guys doing out there? How are you guys doing? Everybody good? What are you guys doing? What, you guys just watching? You guys, are you guys comping along with me? I wonder what you guys are doing. It's like,
Well, Chris said, I'm loving this. And MB said nice to, it was about 12:13. So just a couple minutes ago, I think when you were on the phone with the agent.
Okay. You guys want to hear more agent stuff? Seems like people like that.
Yeah, dude, like I was saying, you need to pick up the phone and call every single agent because you can get buyers for those deals, even if they're like retail buyers as well. Have you ever wholesaled a deal to a retail buyer? I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
Or you're flipping it yourself too. By the way, I realized this camera was on. I'm like looking over here, but yeah, different camera.
240, 240, 240, 240. Man, seems like 240 is our price, 1172. $111. Well, all right, we're almost, what is this? Whoa. 15 days, okay. 2025. Court-approved probate, and I don't know what it looks like on the inside. I'm gonna bump this up to 60K. What's our ARV? 1763. So 300 square feet lower. It's almost 300K on this exact same square foot lot with a pool, and we don't know if ours has a pool or not. That's a big question mark. I wish I could answer, and I couldn't because I already went to the Zillow and it didn't have that either. But I can tell you that we got another one here. 1971 build. Does this one have a pool too, or is it backyard? Just looking for the backyard. Come on. All right, no pool. And where is this? Regal Ave. Oops. Hello. Okay. Right around the corner. What is it? Okay. In February. $200 square feet larger. This one had a pool. This one doesn't. Man, that's really weird. What are you doing here, Christian? What are you doing in this scenario? We got this property, 296, 32, exact same square footage lot that sold in March. Has a pool. And oh, what was I didn't even check the condition. I'm a dummy. Never mind. I was just like, "Pool, that's it. It's got to be higher. That's it."
Right. Yeah, that would have been my response first. I was going to say, well, what's the condition of the property?
Oh, well, that's because you're smart. That's because you're smart. All right.
Well,
Well,
if anything, this should inspire confidence in everybody watching that, if for whatever reason you're brand new, you don't have to be like the valedictorian or the summa cum laude or whatever. You don't have to be like just incredibly intelligent to do this. It's just use a little bit of common sense, a little bit of training, and then put it into action, and then you can be successful at real estate investing. So I'm not the smartest person in the room. Rarely ever am I. And actually, that's where I like to be, relying on other people who know a whole heck of a lot more than I do. So, it's all right. We won't hold it against you, Brad.
thanks, buddy. This may be too high. I don't know. We really only had the one to go off of, but no pool in the backyard. Same square footage. It was like a really okay kind of flip. I mean, they did flooring and hardware. They didn't redo the kitchen. I think they may have done like a pour-in countertop in the kitchen. So I mean, not like really like knock your socks off rehab. Honestly, this is probably closer to the type of rehab cost that it did, about 80 grand, I'd say. And how many days on market? 4 days. Okay, that makes a little more sense. So this one we will do at $60 a square foot. Honestly, I'm gonna go 90 and just throw it out there, 90K. Because remember, guys, we need to be able to send this over to somebody who's going to look it up and say it's on market. Do I have it at a number that it's going to make sense for me to assign it for 10 more? I can't lock it up at 125 and be like, hey, I got this deal, 135, it's yours. It's like, well, why would I pay more than it's listed for? Like, what?
Well, if it's a good deal.
Is it though?
But right, that is definitely not a practice. I will say though that Chris mentioned that he really likes the offer calculator. And what I'll say to that is thank you. We did build it to use it because we didn't see any other calculators that were doing what we needed to do with as much speed as we needed to do it. So we did put this together, the soft comp underwriter, the quick underwrite deal analyzer. And I don't know if Chris, if you were here a little while ago when we kind of started, somebody had mentioned that it was Renee, there's trainings on the soft vet underwriting calculator that we have. And then are there any other trainings on it? We do have more trainings that we'll continue to come out with on just those. And one of the reasons for that is because, yes, this is a process that you can do and you don't need special calculators and stuff like that. But the name of the game is speed. So we built that, and actually we sell it. So we sell it because this gives us the ability to kind of offset our time investment in deals. It's like really, really cheap. So you will put a link to the description of that if you wanted to get it. And it comes with a whole lot of other stuff too. But this is not supposed to be a pitch. It's just, yes, that is something that we have found a lot of value in using to expedite our offers, in addition to our vetting process when you're doing on-market stuff. So property notes right now, you've determined the offer, 75.
Yeah, I'm always putting offer and ARV. I want to know why I'm anchoring to that offer, and I obviously want to know why what I'm offering, because here, once I get through these last 3 properties, I'm going to be adding them to the sheet. Whoops, too many things at once here. I'm going to be adding them to my mail merge offer emails template. So I need to know what to put in there because it's going to auto-populate that for me. I need to have to go. I'm going to have to go back to that. So That's why. All right, we're in the comps. Okay, what am I doing? All right. 875, 31, 900. There's 145. It's on market for 36 days. 31, 875, 131. In February, 2 at 167. How's that? Two 120. So we're right around this 145 mark. These are all been listed. New builds, throw those out. This one's probably not selling for that. What's this one look like? It's been listed for 36 days. It's probably gonna be listed for a while before they do another price reduction. And I'd say they need to get it around the 130 mark. So that's where we're going to anchor this one. This one, I just don't have any pictures for it, so I don't really know. Can't really tell. It seems like it's a bigger lot than what's normal out here, so let's call it 130. And that seems to be about right. 145. Almost done, almost done. And you guys are great. Thanks for staying along here. You know, we're almost done with this process. So I'll show you guys.
It has been a while, but it is true. When you're not speaking through the process, you can crush these like really quickly.
Yeah, I probably already had these out, but that is okay, guys. I mean, I'm making calls, I'm talking to Christian. We're having to get this like a little party.
A little bit.
Yeah.
If we do this later in the day, we can exchange the coffee for, you know, scotch or something.
A nice scotch.
A good scotch. I don't know why, but my dad hates whiskey of all kinds. But one thing he does like is that peanut butter whiskey.
Oh, it's the screwball.
Screwball. And I'm like, it doesn't really taste like whiskey. It just tastes like peanut butter alcohol. So it could be vodka. It could be anything. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I just,
you know, they sold for like, I don't know, $1 billion, something like that, to one of the big guys.
I'm not surprised, but I'll tell you, if you want to get really, really good scotch, Kirkland is definitely a good choice.
Kirkland's the way to go.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I mean, it's space side basically. So it's a really, really good stuff. And this is 18 years. But my dad actually got this for me because he knows that I like scotch. And I've had it for a while. So it's very few and far between. I'm not hitting the sauce like I was 20 still, or 21, I guess, because that's the legal age.
Right, 21, of course. Of course.
Yeah, 21.
All right. Man, these are just really, really far off. Not the greatest. You know, it's like 3.2s, 285's been see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you can't anchor to two. As much as I want to drive this ARV up, I can't put it at 285. This is, and this was already, look at this, another price reduction, a price reduction 25K on the 30th, because it's not selling. And they'll probably have to do another one, but it's been listed almost for 3 months. So do I really think that my property's value is going to be 285? No, it's going to be lower than that. Is it as low as 225 or wherever I had it 226? Maybe not, but there's no evidence to the contrary. Got to work off of data, guys. And 225 is it. So this is the offer, 80. Even though it's listed for 170.
Really good point. And they may just completely reject your offer. And then it would not be surprising. You submit that offer and then they say, ha ha ha, sorry, that's way too low. And then it sits on the market for another 6 months and they come back to you saying, actually, that offer was solid. We're ready to sell now. And then what we have to do is reassess, and it might not be the same purchase price, especially in a downward market. And then they miss out because that 85 turns into 60K of an offer. And not because we want to be mean or not because we want to spite them and say, we told you so, you should have gone with our offer. We definitely don't want to spite them. But what is true is, yes, they probably should have gone with our offer. But that's just the nature of a shifting market as we see things go down. And it's another point to bring up as he's just rolling through his process now. Since he's not talking about it, this is how fast it goes, right? He's just going here, checking it, clicking buttons, and it's all happening in his head here. But when it comes to the reality that we're in a shifting market, deals can still be done and deals still will be done. We've had a conversation or two in a past live about it. We haven't created independent videos about it yet, but it is worthy of it, because when markets are changing like this, you have a lot of investors that are running for the hills. And, in all humility, not to say that, they're not wrong or they're wrong or either way, it's just what we want to do is we want to head for the valley when they're heading for the hills, because that means that there's less competition, even so. And we know that on market deals on the MLS, no matter where they are, they're going to have more competition because, everybody now knows that they want to sell. And the name of the game is speed, as you said, Chris. And yes, I did get Jerry Norton's, I didn't download it yet, but I did see him share in a video one of the analyzers that he had created. And I was very impressed. I haven't used it yet, like I said, but I think it's worth probably checking out. I don't know. He probably gave it away for free, which that's just the kind of guy he is. He also I don't know if you've seen this, the data, if you're talking about off market, he came up with PropWire, and now you can skip trace in there. And this is for another time to get into depth about that. But I've been reviewing that thing since it came out, like looking at it, following, what has happened with it, because I'm the data guy. That's really where I do for off market deals. That's the big part I play in our collective here with Lazarus Property Group, which is the name of our investing company. And then that, of course, here at Real Estate Investing Made Easy, we'll talk about what we're doing in and outside of that, as well as Groundswell Assets, which is our commercial real estate investing company for multifamily and beyond. But even in that space, in the commercial space, people are running for the hills, and we're headed to the valley, because, we'll see values continue to decline. And if you parallel what's happening right now with 2008, we're actually, I think in 3 months, nationally, we declined 4.4%. And even in 2008, it took 2 years to bottom out. But in a 3-month time span, 1 quarter, we saw declines of 1.1%. So just by the math, we're 4 times faster declining in values nationally. We just don't feel it because of what happened with the pandemic, values shooting up, 20% in some markets. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we need to continue moving forward, and we'll just adjust and pivot, but we need to zig when others zag, so to speak. Otherwise, we're just going to be out of the game, and we might as well get jobs. And I had a job for a long time, and I'm glad that now we can do this full time. Same with Brad, same with Chris, who isn't here right now, but if you follow the channel, you see Chris closes your deal. He's the guy that talks about real high level tactics of closing deals at a really, really high level. And he's been in sales for a long time. And I'm just I guess I'm the catch-all, because I've been in real estate since 2009. So again, when I talk about 2008, it's like, yeah, I know I got in at a time where we're doing short sales and all this, and values were declining. Well, that's where I got my start. So, pressing forward in a market that seems to be declining. So, by the way, enough about that. What Brad's doing right now is he's just getting the realtor information so that then he can create the automations with the emails, because we're going to send out offers via email. And it's a really quick process when you're doing this. As you can see, he's probably made more headway in the time I've had this little, what do they call it? Soapbox. And then he did in the entire time he was walking through, speaking about the process. But it really is that fast. It really is that simple. I'd recommend, if you have an hour a day, an hour and a half a day, carve it out and get to as many as you can. You'll get faster at the process, and then you'll have accepted offers in your inbox the next day. And then you can go through those and then triple check to make sure that you can perform at that price. You know, there is something to be said about speed, but you also want to be accurate. So those two things will come to a head at some point in your journey to where you can be fast and you can be accurate. And the tools he's using just help us with that process, especially because when Brad got into this, it was me and Chris that taught him how to invest in real estate. He's phenomenal at other things. He's done sales and all that, and he's owned his own business before, Brad himself. And he has the right mindset. And the mindset is you got to keep putting in the work. And what success looks like is copying and pasting somebody else's contact information. By the way, we have a VA that usually does this. So
I don't usually do this part, but
yeah, just so you know.
You guys.
So yeah, I mean, we have a team member, and I hesitate to call them VAs. They are virtual, but we're all virtual, right? We're connecting with you virtually right now. So the process, hiring, training VAs, I've spoken about this in the last live on Friday. We have a system where we're just sharing exactly how we hire and exactly how we vet, exactly how we interview, because we do an interview process that ultimately has provided us with almost a 0% turnover rate. And we've had the same employees who are virtual assistants for years and years and years. And it's really been a really big blessing to us because you get to just pour into them as a people and their families, and you get to know them a lot. So yes, the name of the game is speed, but it's also take care of the people that you're working with. And we share how we do that. And if that appeals to you, stay tuned because we will be rolling out with that. I guess by we, I mean me, because I'm the one who's doing all of that. We have literally like 30 different videos where I'm like, okay, I've organized it, and now we're going through the process. And now I'll stop talking because my wife is calling me. Hold on a sec. As you were, Brad.
No, I appreciate that. Everything that you said. I've kind of just been zoning out here, guys, just trying to get this done because this is more the just, I mean, I guess it's a lot of it can be tedious, but this is really just like not high level stuff. This is really just finding contact info. Like there's nothing sexy about it.
Well, I think there's a lot of value in this because what did we just talk about? We talked about that we shared this process with somebody we hired to take it over.
Right.
So anybody watching this can just take what is going on right now and then put it in front of their VA or whoever they hire and say, hey, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. This is literally how we're getting the contact details for these agents in this on-market offer system. And before we had Privy, before we were using Privy, we used the MLS. We've used Zillow. So I'm a licensed realtor, so I use the MLS and we all have access. But, you know, even if you don't, like I said, you use Zillow, use realtor.com. It's a lot slower, but you can still make it happen depending on your time versus money aspect here. So I would say this is really valuable.
Okay.
Sharing this process. You created this process and then you shared it with our VA who took it over for you to replicate you, to make your job easier. So then you can move on to following up with other offers that you have accepted. And that's how we got 5 contracts locked up just last week. And that's only the on-market stuff. Right. And we don't say that to brag. We don't say that to impress you, just to impress upon you the importance of developing a system around everything that you're doing that you discover actually works and gets results as you grow and scale your business, and maybe fire your boss to get out of your day-to-day job, which you might not hate, but you realize there's more time freedom in this. But there's only time freedom when you actually scale, because otherwise you've just created a job for yourself that's not scalable. And you're working 80 hours a week. By the way, I'm saying this from experience. I did the same thing. I was working by myself before I met Chris. And then, of course, me and Chris teamed up with Brad. And now it's kind of the trifecta of skill sets, desires, what we're good at, what we're not good at, and scale in Lazarus Property Group. So all that to say, I am no longer going to be participating in the rest of this Zoom because I have to take my son to a doctor's appointment. So I'm going to be doing that. But man, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Brad, as you were, make some more phone calls, whatever you got to do, bring the value, share the process.
You got it, man. Yeah, we're almost done with this part. So hey, good luck over there. We'll be praying for you.
Thanks,
And,
buddy.
Yeah. Let me know if
See you
need
guys.
it. All right, see ya. All right. Okay, so wait, what are we doing? Getting realtor info. That's what we're doing. This is the best part about it, guys. I mean, what are you talking about? No. Yeah, like Christian said, typically what I'll do is I'll pass this over to one of the guys to run for me, because really the time that I'm spending here just showcasing it for you guys, typically the value would not be there. But since I'm showing you guys, there's enough value for me to be doing this and not something else. So just a couple notes, guys. Like typically what you'll see is either on Zillow, you'll either have a phone number or the email. Very rarely will you have both. And most of the time it's just, depending on the market too, it's just the phone number. You are going to have to go hunt for it other places. I start at Zillow because I know I'm going to get one piece of information there. All right, Glenn Henderson. Yeah, so what I'll do, if you guys have, the sound is really low. Here, I'm not making another call right now, so I'm gonna put my ears back.
Okay, let me just make sure. AirPods. All right, if you guys can't hear me, please let me know. All right. Where was I? Oh, yes. Finding Glenn's email. Why am I getting a different phone number there? That's weird. Oh man, okay. Okay, here's a pro tip. A lot of the time, well, of course, it's not going to do it on this one, but Compass does a really good job of having the agents, all the agents' information right there. If you can't find it anywhere else, they will a lot of the time have it on their Facebook if they have a Facebook. And Glenn does. So we're just going to put it there, 45th Street. Michael Scott. Any Office fans out there? We're looking at Michael Scott's listing. We got out of paper and is now in real estate. Unbelievable. I guess Dunder Mifflin went under or something. A lot of times too, you can find it right there in the little blurb. Come on, Compass. 0 for 2. Why now, at the very least, hey, check this out. Ultimate pro tip. If you do this, okay, look right here, the bottom left-hand corner of my screen, okay? That's why I'm always hovering over these things. Do you see that right there? The script on this web page actually gives me the so what he's trying to do is hide his email, right? So you have to use this form. But if you hover over this email, I get it's michael.scott@rmre.com. So I'll just have to type that in. Michael. Okay. And if you can't find it anywhere else, that's going to be the best way to do it. I'll just make sure one more time. CHAEL. Are there any CHEAL Michaels? Oh, it's always AEL, I think. All right, got that. Good. Moving on. Next one, Barfield. I sell realty. There we go. Okay, my direct line is right there. Perfect. Now, at the very least, guys, you'd like to have their email. If I mean, and sometimes you can't find it, but if you just absolutely cannot find an email for them, just text them. Just say, hi, my name is so-and-so. I saw your list. I'm interested in your listing on 123 Main Street. What's a good email to send an offer to? I don't think I've had one, and I've done this, I don't know how many times. I've had one realtor say that there was just way too many offers unless I have like a profoundly amazing offer, then just like don't even bother. I was like, okay, that's fine. But every single time other than that, man, they've given it to me. So Compass is really striking out, but that's so weird. Okay, I got to stop saying that, but they're so good. Was there a? Yeah, nope, that one. It's got a different type of script on there. Hey, zero to deal. What's going on, buddy? How are you? Glad to see you. Yeah, this one, it looks like I'm going to need to text. So bear with me here. I'm just going to do that exact same thing. Copy. All right. I am texting on the other screen, so that's why you don't see it. But I am saying, hi, Narisha. My name is Brad Garcia, and did I just text it? I'm interested in the listing on Barfield Ave. What's a good email to send an offer to? And moving on, and then she'll get it to me. So hopefully by the time I get my Mail Meteor spreadsheet done, she'll have texted me back. Okay, Arlington. All right. How is everybody's day going? Anybody got any cool deals they've locked up? Anything? Any creative deals? Anybody out there doing creative stuff? Let me know in the chat. I've got one sub two seller finance that we're doing with some pretty good terms, 5K down on the sub two, and that's it out of pocket minus closing costs. With basically, I mean, it's like maybe going to be 10K in renovation. We'll probably wrap that one, so we won't even have to do it, and we'll make money on the down payment, make money on the arbitrage of the interest rate, because the interest rate's only 3.125%, I believe. And yeah, that's going to be a great one. That's actually, if you can believe it, that's in Terre Haute, Indiana. Okay, what am I doing? I need more coffee, guys. Jeez. All right, let's see. Hey, Cynthia. No. There we go. And we're almost there. You guys have been so great sticking around. Man, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, what do we have next? Two more. Schweier Drive. Make it easy here. Make it easy. Have everything on just the, okay, no.
Well, we're real estate investing made easy. So of course we're going to make it easy.
That's right. Christian, you just kind of scared me there. What the heck?
No, I'm actually leaving now. I'm heading out now. I'm going to grab my go.
Oh my
But I
God, the
heard
voice of God come down.
I know, bro. I heard it. I came to the office and I was like, we're going to make it easy. And I'm like, well, that's what we're trying to do.
There you go, guys. He's always watching. Always.
All right. See ya.
Later, buddy. Email. See that? Look at that. We did make it easy. Like Christian said. Last one. Boom. Roan Drive. No way. No way. That's so funny. I've actually just got an offer rejected by this agent this morning on another property. Actually, so this one actually might be he may be an REO broker. I actually didn't verify, but if that's the case, so what we do on these is what we'll do is if there's a short sale or you have a property that is and oh, there you go, bank owned. Sorry, real estate owned, bank owned. All right, the bank took it back and they're putting it on the market. You cannot assign or wholesale either one of those. And there's also a seasoning requirement to be able to resell. So if you buy an REO or you buy a short sale, you would have to see there. Yep, this is a. So what we would do if we won this is we'd buy it in an LLC that we just set up. We'd have burner LLCs that will purchase the property and then we'll sell the LLC. So we'll sell the entity that the asset's in. That's the only thing that's in that asset's name. And we will then just sell the LLC and it bypasses both of those things, the seasoning and the ability to assign it. All right. Anyways, last one. So it's Ryan, good old Ryan at Core Realty. Yep. You're gonna be like, that kind of just goes to show you too that like you're gonna come in don't burn any bridges because you're gonna come in contact with these people. Don't be a not nice person. I'll just leave it at that. Just be, do what you need, need to do. Because you will be coming in contact with them again, most likely. All right. Man, I'm hungry, guys. Anybody else? We do, to answer your question, it's, we just use LegalZoom. And we'll set them up in either Delaware or Wyoming. Those are going to be your quickest and cheapest LLCs to set up. All right, let's see if Narisha has not responded yet. Okay, that's fine. Still got time. Did you guys notice? I swear I am like, this is crazy. I have been doing this for too long. I literally swapped these. I'm such a dummy. Wow. That is crazy. Okay. And I didn't even notice. That's even more bonkers. Okay. Make sure these are all all right. Anyway, so here you go. Ready? So now that we've gotten, every time I input on my Mail Meteor spreadsheet, I've got the realtor info, because what we'd have, I'll add that to our master list of realtors. So anytime I want to push out any type of click funnel or like just mass marketing to put in front of realtors in the areas that we are buying in, like, hey, work with us, referral fees, like bring us deals, yada yada, whatever the case is. We'll have. I mean, there's hundreds of realtor contact information we have in there, so that we can push that out. So I always do that separately, and then I have a separate sheet every time for the actual Privy offers. So here's what we'll do. So, and I always name it. See the date, okay, and then I'll just go back here, and I'll say, these are my headings. So the headings are what is going to dictate what goes in the variables of my templates in Mail Meteor, and I'll get to that in 2 seconds here. So first things first is I need to, let me see, do I have them in the right order? Name, email, address. Okay. Name, email, and address. All right. And then remember, I told you, you need to put these in the notes, because what you're going to do now is you're just going to go through and say, all right, Poplar, let me do this. I'm going to clear out all the formatting. Okay. And there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah, any type of formatting. Hey, there you go. Look at that. Narisha got back to us, guys. Okay, there we go. Any type of formatting, spaces before or after your designators here, anything like that's going to screw up the autofill. So just be aware. That's why I always take that out. Okay, so now I'm going to go down my list here. We'll start at Poplar, not Popular, and go to my notes. Say 70K offer, and here's what we're doing. Oh, I cannot even move my mouse. What's going on? All right, and that's it. Well, this is like the last piece of the puzzle here, guys. You guys have been so awesome going with me here. 110. Roberta. 95. Adams. Raleigh. West 18th. North Colorado. Via Palma. Del Cerro. Barbara, you just make a new one for a few $100, right? Yes, zero to deal. Yes, that's right. You don't. Sorry. Yeah, you create a new entity. I mean, that's like you're buying it, as in you're filing with the state to create a new one that you will then sell with that asset in place. Yeah, zero. There's a lot. Honestly, guys, this is not the most efficient way. I'll keep it straight with you. There's like Chris Deal, my partner. He is a Excel wizard. I am not. So some of these things could probably be done better, to be honest. And if you guys have any suggestions, you let me know. But yeah, and in fact, we'll have an offering in where we will offer the all the formulaic templates and everything inside the Excel spreadsheets already. We just got a lot of stuff in the works right now, but we're pushing out things as they come. So just be prepared for that. But yeah, I got to learn it better too, man. All right, Barfield, we're almost done. And then I will let you guys go. So 90 on Barfield, Arlington. Sure. Yeah. ChatGPT could definitely do that for you. You just got to make sure you have the right prompts and check the work. It's not always perfect. So, but yeah, if you know how to talk to ChatGPT, and we have a couple of videos actually, if you want to look on our channel that shows you how to build up. You can't just automatically just ask it. You need to have the right prompts for it. And you may already know that, but we do have some videos that showcase that. And finally, Roan. I may actually get on with a buyer for Roan, because I know I just one stick out of my mind as a property that all right. As a property that could be a buyer for it. So if we win it, then I can just push that over to this buyer. So nice. You could call it your brother, and then it would be your brother. All right, guys. And I don't know why this did that. Let me just redo this because I need this URL. So here is how this works. You need to have created, we use Middle Meteor. I have 3 templates here that I use consistently. Okay, you create your templates, which we have, let me see, here we go. Templates here in the on-market offer system. If you haven't already, you already know, that'll be in the description below. That'll have our analyzers, our soft comp underwriter, our templates, a KPI spreadsheet, all that stuff will be in there. But once you create your templates, then I'm going to select my recipients. How am I going to do that? Well, I just created this spreadsheet here. It's got my designators. So the designators and the variables in my templates match. And I'll show you what I mean. So you can actually create this a couple different ways. I always use my Google spreadsheet, put in the URL, and it'll have the spreadsheets here. And so you just go with the one I want. I want my Privy offers for today. Okay. Says I've got 14 here. Okay. Oh, you know what? Sorry, last thing, guys. Last thing. I don't want to say first and last name. Again, there is another way you guys could do this. If you don't know the way to do that, you can split the first and last name up. I just don't know how to do it. and get rid of the last name, but I want it just to say the first name. Like I wouldn't want it in my email to say, hello, Christina K. Chipman. Because it's going to be an email, right? So it's got to sound good. Okay. No worries. So same thing. I'm just going to go back here. Select same thing. Now it will have the updated. There we go. See, now that's the first name. Okay. So then I select my template and I know I want letter of intent, the first one. I want to add my follow-up. If no reply for 2 days, this will be my follow-up template. There we go. And then my last one's going to be, no matter what I'm going to have after 3 days, I'm going to put my seller finance kind of pitch here. And it's not going to be any terms. It's just going to see if they're open to it. Before I send 14 emails, I want to make sure everything is written correctly. So I put all my templates and follow-ups in there. And then I'm going to say, are all my variables filling? So name, purchase price, and address. Yes. And it's doing it on all of my things. So we're good. So I don't need to send a test. I can just send all 14. Done. All right. Now it's going to send these out here. Just slow drip. And that's it, guys. That's how I got 14 offers out. And what else? Oh, I wanted to show you guys what it looks like to talk to a buyer. There we go. On Rome. This is what I anchored my ARV to. So here, I'm going to take my
headphones off so you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can't, Daniel working. Why does that sound familiar? Man, that name sounds so familiar. I almost want to say I've talked to this guy before, but who knows? All right. So here's what I'm going to be saying. It's going to be, well, I'll let you guys see here in a second. But basically what I'm trying to do is find this. Yeah, sorry guys, it's because I don't have my earpods in.
Has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 9046103.
I'm gonna let you guys get going. I hope this is brought you out of value.
Known. Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Daniel, how's it going? My name is Brad Garcia. I am an investor buying property in Jacksonville, and I may have a deal that one of your buyers that had done a flip on Roan Drive may be interested in. So give me a call back. I'd love to chat about that. Phone number is 858-290-7525. Thanks again. Talk soon. All right, guys, I got to get going. And this is just basically my day-to-day. So I actually didn't think it was going to go this long, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you guys stayed on with me. Please comment below any feedback, what you guys would have done better, what you guys love about it. As always, like, subscribe, put the notification bell on. It helps the channel out and allows us to continue to do this. So appreciate you guys being on with me, and we will see you on the next one.